So now I'm going to start by creating a new project that we're going to be using for this exercise. So by doing this, I will be selecting a template that I'm going to be using for the entire project. Now you can select the template that goes with your specialty. Since you're able to load families and family systems that you're going to be using regardless of the specialty. So this means that you're going to be able to load architecture families within a structural template, but as well within a system template. So with this in mind, I'm going to be using the architectural template because it's the template they use in order to design the project. And as well because normally the person who is in charge of the project is actually the architect. So once the project is open, I'm just going to modify the units based on the units for the country or region for which I'm going to be designing this project. So I'm going to be using meters and also the 2 decimal places. As well, I'm going to be changing the slope. And after clicking OK, I'm going to save this project so we can keep using it for the remainder of the exercise. As well, I'm going to make sure to reduce the amount of space that this project is going to be using within the hard drive by changing how many backups this project will create from 20 to 1. And after this, I'm just going to be creating the grids that I'm going to be using in order to design the project. And as you remember, you can either create the grids independently by using the grid tool or command, or you can copy an existing grid by using the copy tool with the option for multiple in this case. And as you can notice, Revit will automatically go ahead and create the next grid based on the numbers that you already created. And this applies to the horizontal grids that we're going to create. Now the values I am going to be using vertically are 5.4 meters, while horizontally is going to be based on increments of 4.1 meters, which also means that between B and C, the value is going to be 8.2 meters. Now I'm referring to vertical and horizontal based on the orientation of the floor plan. So 1 through 8 is going to be vertical, and A to E is going to be horizontal. Now you can space the grids based on the automatic measurements as you can do while creating the levels. So if we change the view properties of the levels, including the name and the height, we're going to be able to create the levels by using the level tool or command. And as you can see, the name of the levels is going to be based on the level that I just renamed. So I'm going to create the following levels, followed by renaming the levels, and also by changing the height of the levels based on the values that you can see below the name of the level. Now after creating the grids and the levels, I'm also going to be creating the walls that I'm going to be using in order to start the design of the building by using the wall tool or command. Now in this case I'm going to be designing the walls based on the levels that I'm going to be connecting. So there is going to be one wall that is going to go from the basement to the lobby. But as well there is going to be another wall that is going to go from the lobby to the level 200. And at the same time there is going to be another level that is going to go from the level 200 all the way to the roof. Now after creating the basic walls, I'm going to be assigning the type of wall that we're going to be using depending on the level and also the use that these walls are going to have, meaning they're going to be using one specific wall for the basement and another wall for the remaining of the project. Now after this, I'm also going to be creating the walls that I'm going to be using for the elevator. Now these walls are going to be separated from the rest of the walls that we have on the project. And also these walls are going to take into account the future placement of different elements such as the stair, which also means that for structural reasons, I'm going to be making independent the walls of the elevator from the rest of the walls.